Alright, so I'm on my way back from Camden, Tennessee. I'm most of the way through Pennsylvania at this point. I took the tactical instructor class at Tactical Response, and what a great fucking class. Most of you know that I teach for a living, and with 5 years of experience, I still got a lot out of the class. And if you ever intend to teach anybody anything, you should go down and take that class. They only do it once a year. Pretty sure it's always in August, so make some time on your schedule and get on that shit, because you will definitely learn a lot about the teaching methodology at Tactical Response. And Camden, Tennessee is one of the fucking coolest places I've ever been in my life. Great place, great people. I can't stress the people enough. So anyway, here's a few clips of some footage I shot down there, and hopefully you'll see it as cool as I saw it when I was there too. Hey guys, Garry from Tremis Dynamics. I mooched a ride with FX Hummel down here to Camden to take the tactical instructor class, and here with the James Yeager. Hold the applause. My question for you is about this tactical instructor class. What inspired you to teach instructors?
I use a bunch of different techniques and things on the range, and people started saying, why do you do it that way, and how do you do this, and well, what if I want to show somebody that, or whatever. And so it just kind of came to this thing. And this is funny because this is a class we teach one time a year. Enrollment's usually really low, but what I find is it's typically the most dedicated people. And as I told you Monday, I look at you guys as peers all week, not as really as students. And so for me, this is the class that like I could be teaching another class that's 5 days with 40 people in it, right, and make a lot more money. But this is one of the classes I just like to teach because I like to share this information with people.
All right. Well, you're not worried about anybody stealing all your stuff? And
no, you can steal my curriculum. You can't steal my mojo.
Right on, right on. So how many times have you run this class?
We do it once a year. We've been doing it for over 10 years. I don't know exactly how many times.
All right. Would you say that the students have been here, they have been successful, after the class and doing whatever they...
Well, what's funny is some do actually start doing firearms training, but the vast majority of people that take this class report things like, well, I had to give presentations at work, or I got a new position where I had to start giving presentations, and I'm so much better at giving those presentations now, and this applied to so many more aspects of their life than just shooting, just teaching in general.
And funny story, I teach for a living, not shooting, but when I went for the interview, I had never taught before in my life, and they kind of threw me on the spot and said, all right, we'll give you 5 minutes, come up with a lesson, and I'll be back. And literally I thought, all right, well, how would Yeager do this if he didn't say fuck and he knew something about welding? And as I found out later, as soon as that was over, the guy interviewing me walked into the boss and said, we found the guy, he's right over here. So obviously, the shit you do works. And I was just curious.
Cussing works too.
Well, I didn't want to cuss in my interview.
I'm just saying.
They're academics, high thinking liberal types.
I'm sure at the technical college there's a lot of academics.
But I want to say thanks for having me down here so that I could learn a little bit more about how you teach, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks. I am here with Reid Henrichs of Tactical Response, and I got a couple questions for you.
Sure. Go ahead.
The first one, I'm down here with FX Hummel for the instructor course, and it's a great course, and you guys should probably take it. Why is it important for you to teach instructors?
Well, for me it's important because the more good guys with guns we have out there, the better society is. I mean, this is proven time and time again. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you don't just go out and buy a gun and just start shooting it and expect to get good at it. You've got to get training from somebody. So the more competent people that we can have out there with guns, the better off our society is going to be.
All right. So, and then teaching trainers.
Teach
certainly.
Teach them how to train the right way.
Right. So it grows exponentially.
So it's not Billy Bob's low light clinic in the back of his gun store.
Right. All right, well, cool. That's pretty much what I expected to hear anyway.
Hey guys, I'm FX. I'm here with Garry from Tremis Dynamics. And Garry, what are your thoughts on the instructor class so far?
It is one of the more rewarding classes I've had from Tactical Response.
You mean like you get prizes at the end of each day or something?
Actually, just being in class is like a prize.
Okay. Okay, so who's been instructing this class?
James Yeager and Reid Henrichs.
Yep. And like, what do you feel are their strengths in instructing a class like this?
Ever since the first time I met James, I thought he was a fantastic instructor, and you'll see in part of the rest of the video when I interviewed him how he influenced my own teaching. And Reid's a fucking genius, so how could you not want to learn stuff from him?
Right. I mean, these are both guys that we look up to, and so to hear them...
Well, I actually look up to everyone.
Literally.
Except for Tactical Pablo.
True.
Yeah, and so they're guys that we really look up to, and so now to be getting the inside track on how they put together curriculum and why they teach the way they do is pretty fascinating. And it really makes, after taking classes from Tactical Response for a couple of years, it really makes everything click.
It does. As we're seeing how they're telling us to put a curriculum together, we can see how they did it for all the classes that we've already taken from them, and it really does. It all ties into a central theme of how they do things.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been a blessing and pretty awesome to just be in their midst for the last 4 days and about 7 or 8 hours a day of instruction. So,
yeah,
and just hanging out and going to lunch and just being normal dudes too. So,
yeah.
Come down to Tactical Response and just be a sponge and absorb as much as you can from people who know a lot more than you do and have a lot to teach you.
I agree.
Cool.
So there you have some of the footage I shot. Hopefully it came across as cool as what I thought it was. And stay tuned. I'm going to do a part 2 with some interviews from the other students down in the team room. And I sincerely want to thank all of those guys. I want to thank FX Hummel for let me carpool with them. I want to thank James for the class, Reid for everything he taught me, and all hanging out at his place was fucking awesome. I want to thank the Dave Biggers Experience, Jay the Nightmare Gibson, Tim Morris, Calvin Lim, John Willis, and your crew. You guys fucking rock, and I'm glad to have met you. And with that, I will catch everybody later. Maybe you could sit.
Yeah, no one will see it. Everybody thinks everybody's taller than me, so this is actually good. One interview where somebody's shorter than me.
I look like a kid.
You're the two tallest guys
With a fucking ugly ass kid with a beard.